often see pop up is a lack of content, whether that be a lack of maps or a lack of weapons or score streaks or kill streaks. It seems like it's really common lately for Call of Duty games to launch simply lacking in at least one of these areas. So in today's video, I wanted to talk about Vanguard and mention all of the content we have confirmed, leaked, or hinted at in some of the menus that we saw throughout the beta. But first things first, one thing that is officially confirmed at this point is at launch, we're going to be having 20 multiplayer maps, 4 of which are the Champion Hill maps we played in the alpha. And then we have 16 maps that are presumably going to be for the regular Call of Duty experience. I don't really call it 6v6 anymore since we have combat pacing, but there will be 16 maps that you can use those combat pacing filters on. And this is the most standard Call of Duty maps that we have seen at launch since Modern Warfare 3. Just for reference, I believe Cold War only launched with 8. Modern Warfare, when it comes to 6v6 maps, was only like 6 maps or something like that at launch. So this is far more than we've been seeing in the past couple years, and I think that's great. I think this is going to lead to a lot more replayability with the game. But next up, let's talk about Killstreaks. And the big thing about Killstreaks, many of you guys may have seen this, but I'm sure many of you have also missed it. When you first booted up the beta and you entered the Killstreak menu, it would come up with a little hint thing that explains exactly how Killstreaks work. And in this, one of the images actually showed a screenshot showing a bunch of the Killstreaks. This actually looks like it could be the final list of Killstreaks at launch. Although keep in mind, these screenshots are often taken from a much earlier build of the game, and therefore some of them may be placeholders and they are subject to change. But in this, some of the streaks that stood out to me that we didn't see in the beta and that look kind of interesting, it looks like at 5 kills, we may get a single attack dog, or I guess guard dog, kind of like we saw in Call of Duty Ghosts, where it just follows you around and protects you, which personally, I was never a fan of that. I found that to be very frustrating to deal with. I guess if that dog is shown up on the minimap at least, like the other dogs do, then it may not be a big problem. But after that, it looks like the fighter pilot from COD World War II may be coming back. And then also some form of either precision airstrikes or bombing runs. It looks like we've got 3 different plane images here. And like I said, one of them I think is fighter pilot. The other 2 probably some sort of bombers or bombing runs. We've also got the advanced care package where you get 3 care packages instead of just 1, but you have to get 8 kills in order to earn that. Then at 11 kills, it looks like that could also be some kind of a bombing run. It just shows 3 planes there. Again, we won't really know until we actually get the full build of the game. Looks like the ball turret gunner is also going to be coming at 12 kills. And then at 14 kills, it looks like some sort of an advanced radar perk. So an advanced UAV or like a VSAT style kill streak at 14 kills, it looks like. And then also there's just a copy and pasted image of the glide bomb at 14 kills as well. So that's likely a placeholder. And I really wonder what that 14 kill streak is going to end up being. But in all, in this image, we can see 19 kill streaks, which is a very good amount of kill streaks for a Call of Duty game. It's not like the most we've ever seen or anything, but it is definitely up there. Next, let's talk about field upgrades, and just like with the kill streak menu, when you first enter the field upgrades, it came up with an image that explains how field upgrades work. And with this, it shows off 9 different field upgrades. We've got the ammo box, looks like a tactical insertion of some sort. Also, there's a trench knife as an image for the 3rd one. I wonder what that could be. Some kind of improved melee ability or something. Maybe it gives you a one-hit melee while it's activated. I don't really know. Then, of course, we have Armor, Goliath, Field Mic, and Dead Silence. We had access to all of those in the beta. And then there are just 2 more placeholder images there. So 2 blank slots where we can't tell what they're going to be, but it looks like there's going to be at least 2 more field upgrades on top of the ones I just mentioned. But finally, for these in-game screenshots that I was able to find in the beta build of the game, we have some perks that we didn't have access to use. And I have talked about this in a previous video, but I thought I'd bring it up again here. In this, it looks like we're going to be seeing Cold-Blooded come in Tier 1. For Tier 2, it says Sonar there. I believe that's just a rename of the Radar perk. And also for Tier 2 from the multiplayer reveal, they've confirmed that Piercing Vision will be coming, which will paint enemies through walls if you deal damage to them. And then finally, in this image, we can see Scavenger looks like it'll be a Tier 3 perk. So those are all the little pieces of content I picked up on just looking at these menus. Now let's get into a leak. And this is a leak coming from the Ghost of Hope, and it appears to be a full weapon list for launch. So every weapon we can expect to see at launch. As with every leak, though, even though this is coming from a reliable leaker, you should always take them with a grain of salt. This is not confirmed. These are always subject to change. But I did want to go through this list anyway. It looks like we're actually going to be expecting up to 40 weapons at launch, including primaries and secondaries. which is pretty much right in line with where Modern Warfare 2019 launched with. So that's actually great news if this is actually going to be our full weapon count at launch. But getting into assault rifles that we didn't see in the beta, we have the AS-44, the Shosha, and the Fedorov Automat. Then for SMGs, we have the Owen, which was actually shown off in one of the cinematic clips, I believe, so that is essentially confirmed to be in the game. The PPSH, as well as the Type 100, and the Type 100 was shown off in the multiplayer reveal trailer. Then when it comes to LMGs that we didn't have access to, we just have the Type 11 LMG. For the other three, we had access to those in the beta. For shotguns, we have the Lincoln Jeffries and the Model 1897 on top of the two that we had in the beta. Then when it comes to sniper rifles, we've got the Arisaka 99 and the Lee Enfield on top of the Kar 98 and 3 line. And then finally, for primaries, we have the marksman rifle category. And in this, we have the M1 Garand, which we had in the beta, the Gewehr 43, and the SVT 40. So it looks like they're actually going to be keeping the marksman rifles semi-auto, rather than including essentially sniper rifles into the marksman rifle category like we saw in Modern Warfare, where they had like the Kar 98 in the marksman rifle category, but really it was more of a sniper rifle. As for pistols, looks like we're going to have the Luger and the Webley on top of the ones we had access to. And then for melee, looks like the Riot Shield will be returning, which that should be interesting. Hopefully there are some great counters to that, because I know that can bring some frustration into the game for sure. And then finally for launchers, I was quite surprised to see we're going to be seeing 4 launchers in this game. We've got the M1 Bazooka, the Mark I, the Panzerschreck, and the Panzerfaust. And that's going to wrap it up for our full weapons list. Like I said, this is a great offering of weapons, assuming this is what we're going to be seeing at launch. And this isn't even factoring in all of the different ammo conversions that completely change up how these weapons work. And when we take a step back and look at all of this content that we've got access to when it comes to maps and kill streaks and field upgrades and weapons, Call of Duty Vanguard looks like it may have the most robust regular multiplayer offering that we've seen in a very long time for Call of Duty. It doesn't seem like they're really skimping out on any one area in particular, although one thing I did want to mention with the maps is there's still no confirmation of a war style mode, and it seems like they may not be doing that. I feel like they probably would have announced that by now if they were going to do it. So it seems like instead of doing that, they're just going to put heavy focus on the standard multiplayer maps, and this is why we're seeing so many. And in my opinion, that's great news, even though I did enjoy the war mode, and I wouldn't be opposed to seeing it return. But in either case, that is going to wrap it up for today's video. I'd like to know in the comments section below, what do you think about all of the content that it looks like we'll be seeing at launch for Call of Duty Vanguard? Are you generally happy with what you're seeing, or do you wish there was more? Do you feel like they're lacking in a certain area, or is there a particular piece of content that I showed off in this video that you're not looking forward to or really looking forward to? Just let me know those thoughts down below. If you enjoyed the video, a like rating is always appreciated. And don't forget to subscribe for more if you haven't already. I'll talk to you guys next time.